In 1915, the first freeway was opened between Bakersfield and Los Angeles. The unifying effect of this highway upon northern and southern California has been compared to the effect which the 1950s Federal Interstate Highway Program made on the nation. It was considered the Cadillac of the superhighways, an engineering marvel. The Ridge Route fueled the tourism that put Los Angeles on the map starting in the 1920s.
Well, howdy, folks. You ask, how did I become a tour guide of historic Native American villages? Well, it's a strange story. It's September 28th, 1929, and I'm taking my new car for its first little drive. 1929. I'm a carpenter working in the Hollywood movie business, building sets at MGM. I started out at $11 per week in 1924. And now in 1925, it's doubled. I'm doing pretty well, so I buy the new Model A. For $20 down, I have a $385 Ford Standard Roadster. I feel on top of the world as I leave my house. It's a gorgeous fall day, cool and pleasant. In no time, I arrive at Castaic. That's the southern end of the two-lane Ridge Route, the first highway to link the Los Angeles basin with the San Joaquin Valley via the Tejon Pass. Am I going anywhere specific this trip? You bet. I'm going to go here, Winston Churchill in Bakersfield's train station on September the 28th. Mr. Churchill's on a 3-month vacation in the United States. In Los Angeles, he's being wined and dined by the rich and famous. I heard from my colleagues at MGM talking about him, so I decided to drive up to Bakersfield to hear him speak. He, like me, is leaving Los Angeles about the time that I am, but he's traveling by train where I'm going to be taking a car. I'm spending my first night in Castaic to be fresh and rested for that arduous journey through the Ridge Route to my destination in Lebec tomorrow. Now, since the Ridge Route's opening in 1915, the Automobile Club is the map maker in the Highway Patrol, which looks out for the welfare of the travelers. So I open up the club's map to the Ridge Route. I just read in the newspaper August last month that the California state legislature decided to create an official California Highway Patrol, which is currently being jokingly called the Auto Club with a Gun. Well, the club's map recommends an assortment of business and services, all supplying the gasoline I will need for my trip to Bakersfield. First on the map is Nellie Callahan's. Next, the Owl Garage. Following the route northward, the Ridge Route House has cabins and serves lunch. Martin's, if I need water for my radiator, and the National Forest Inn has cottages with running water, a garage, and an auto cab. Oh, next, a real high-class restaurant where waiters wear white uniforms, the Reservoir Summit. A trucker's favorite with a gasoline station, a tin garage, and an indispensable tow truck. Further north is Kelly's Halfway House, followed by the Tumble Inn, whose cabins have real restrooms. Having guest rooms, cottages, a dining room, and a post office, Sandberg Summit Hotel only caters to us, the carriage trade, people who ride automobiles instead of trucks, who have to get their next stop is at Holland Summit Cafe for food, gas, and any garage needs. Caswell's recently added a store to their adjacent auto camp. Soon afterwards, I will pass the small villages of Gorman and Chandler before reaching my next destination tomorrow night at the Lebec Hotel. Well, waking up early in Castaic, feeling apprehensive and excited, I drive the 697 curves and 48 miles, reaching a mountain pass summit of 4,160 feet. The speed limit is 15 miles per hour, but I'm going much, much slower up these grades, especially following these slow trucks. I heard that driving this slow allows carjackers to run alongside your car and jump in. So I've got an opportunity to do one of two things, either drive a little faster or allow a carjacker, so I step on a pedal a little harder. Well, I remember an August news story as I arrived at the National Forest Inn. So I stopped there, hoping to learn a little more about that story. It was a sad tale of 32-year-old Simona Vargas and her family. About 3 miles north of the National Forest Inn, her brakes failed, causing her car to crash through a guardrail and plummet down a 200-foot cliff. All 5 of her children, plus her father, were killed. And though seriously injured, Simona climbed up the embankment and flagged down a passing motorist. Back on the road, I'm driving a bit more cautiously through the area. I continue north past those other businesses notorious for gambling, moonshine, and prostitutes, etc., but my aim, do this night in style. Well, pulling into Lebec Hotel, I pat myself on the back as I plan eating a fancy dinner and sleeping in an expensive room before driving to Bakersfield tomorrow morning. Wow, what magnificence the Lebec Hotel is, just as the MGM movie stars described it. Clark Gable told me that he, his friends, and a lot of the other stars party here, even when they're not driving to San Francisco. Well, driving all day, I'm totally full of anticipation to see someone famous. Charlie Chaplin or Benny Bugsy Siegel might walk by any minute. Bugsy, the feared booze smuggling gangster. Chills and thrills. Do I have the courage to say, hey, Bugsy, want to take a ride in my new Model A? Nah, he's probably got a better vehicle. Well, having checked in, I feel special, though a bit lost among the 80 rooms, and I stroll to my elaborate $2 boudoir. After performing my ablutions in my private opulent $1 privy, I strike clean and fresh through the glamorous hallway to the exquisite dining hall, pretending to be rich until I see the elegant apparel and extremely extravagant, expensive jewelry enveloping the Lebec Hotel's more affluent guests. Gadzooks, such a lavish ballroom with gambling on the premises and lots of booze despite prohibition laws. Well, sitting and drinking too much and people walking. Oh, Jiminy Crimmett, I've lost all track of time. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and I didn't even sleep in my elaborate $3 room. Now I have to hurry and rush to Bakersfield to see Mr. Churchill by 9 a.m. So I'm running to my car and tossing my suitcase in the back seat, my excitement overtaking my exhaustion as I begin to drive off to Bakersfield. A few miles north is the dreaded and dangerous Dead Man's Curve. Unlucky drivers misjudge their speed, their brakes fail, or oncoming traffic hit them head on, resulting in both vehicles plummeting into the deep canyon below, which is commonly called the junkyard or the graveyard. I keep telling myself, be careful. Well, I'm enjoying how beautiful everything is this early morning. Oh gosh, a southbound Studebaker, blinded by the sun, is weaving over into my lane. I quickly swerve to the left to avoid it. With my reflexes affected by the alcohol and the lack of sleep, well, I'm heading towards the guardrail, the cliff, and down an embankment below. Darkness. I wake up in my wrecked car. Help. It's eerily quiet. I feel the pounding of my heart, so I know I'm alive. Suddenly, a flock of blackbirds shows up around my car, surrounding it, flapping their wings in sort of some rhythmic dance. Whoa, there's a bright light, and a man on a horse appears. Who comes onto this sacred ground asking for help? Over here, please. Help. Over here. He is tall and has a stately bearing. My name is Castique. I am the chief of the Chumash village. The ancient spirits awoke me with a rhythmic dance from the flock of blackbirds, which are sacred to us Chumash. We who live in peace and harmony with nature always regard it to be our duty to help any creature in need. Well, he's dropping a rope to me and he's magically pulling me out of a crumpled roadster and onto his horse. We will ride to my village where I will show you how we Chumash live. There's an old tale about this lake we are passing, also called Castique. It was once the scene of a massacre of my people, A cook and a boy were murdered at Fort Tejon. The white people blamed us local tribe natives that lived by our lake. The angry white men drove our entire Chumash village, men, women, and children, into the inland saline lake. Our bodies were mummified by the highly alkaline mineral salt in the water. Then our bodies were seen surfacing for many years afterwards. Oh, what a horrific legend. When we arrive at the Chumash village clearing, I feel I'm in a different time. We dismount his horse in front of a large circular dwelling with a high domed roof constructed of willow branches, surrounded by similar smaller domes. Children are laughing and calling to one another and playing games, and adult Chumash are talking and chatting with each other. Both men and women are making tools, weaving baskets, and fashioning necklaces from shells and or gemstones. The necklaces are used as money to trade with other villages. Castille became quiet. The spirits tell me there is another in need of help. I must go. Please remember everything that you have heard and seen here. Remember that the settlers before you were not respectful of our land nor our people as they searched for that yellow mineral they called gold. While putting a beautiful necklace of shells around my neck, this will protect you from evil spirits brought to these mountains. Wear it always, it will keep you safe. Whoa, the village is slowly fading. It's becoming dark again. When I open my eyes, I see Castille standing over me, but he's kind of changed his clothes or something. He's wearing some kind of uniform or something now. Hey, buddy, are you okay? Hello, Castille. Yes, I'm all right. Thanks to you, my dear friend and chief of the Chumash. Sir, I'm no chief. I'm a California highway patrolman. The elderly couple in the car you just missed hitting reported that you crashed into the canyon. We saw a great number of blackbirds circling around your Model A at the bottom of the graveyard. Strangest thing I ever saw. No, you're kidding me. You were just telling me about your people and show me your village. Wake up, buddy. I'm no chief, and there's no village. You had a very bad accident, and well, you were hallucinating. You were hit in the head. Well, he prods my bones and decides nothing's broken. He's going to take me on the back of his motorbike, but luckily, a guy in an old Packer offers to drive me to a home in Gorman known for helping victims of auto accidents. I suddenly realized that the necklace is still around my neck. I look up at the mountains and shiver. There is something up there. Wow. I resolve at that moment to tell Castique's story of the Chumash. I will explain how mining and farming of these lands by foreigners displaced the indigenous people. Well, that's my story, folks. I did read later in the Bakersfield, California newspaper that Churchill didn't give a speech. He only granted a private interview to one reporter. So I didn't miss much that day, but I did find a new life for myself. I quit the Hollywood glamour business and opened up my own tour guide service, doing carpentry on the side. Now, when I tell the story, some people believe me, some people don't. Doesn't really matter, because here's the real necklace, genuine Chumash. Well, thanks for coming on my tour, folks.